now, now. Get 'em up downtown. Get your rocks off, honey. Shake your now, now. Get 'em up downtown. Get your rocks off,
Good evening, everybody. It's that time of the week again. It's Saturday, and it's time for the live LUF Lounge. Good evening and welcome. My name's Pete, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the live LUF Lounge. We are live and direct. Welcome to Saturday night. It's streaming of the live LUF Lounge. As I said, my name's Peter A, and I'm your host this evening. We've got a fun-packed show for you tonight. Unfortunately, we have a few more guests planned, but unfortunately, due to illness and other commitments, they're unable to get on. So, before we move on, what is the LUF? The LUF is a safe space, a space for us, for people in addiction, people in recovery, people still in active addiction, substance misuse, mental health issues. This is our space, guys. It's a safe space. It's a safe space for us to be able to talk. We've got a voice. Let's make it heard. Let's get it out there. And, you know, to do that, let's click like and share. Massively important. We keep saying it all the time. Like and share, like and share. The more times we click it, the more people we reach, the more people that are going to get on this platform with us. Obviously, as well, there is the Instagram page, which if you type red_rose_recovery and press follow, that will follow us on Instagram as well. And there is the usual www.redroserecovery.org.uk. Get on there, guys. If you're struggling, reach out, make a self-referral, leave us a message. We will get back in touch with you. Do you know what I mean? It is massive that you reach out. We say it every week. Reach out, connection, connection, connection. Now, Red Rose Recovery is a Lancashire-based charity, and it provides peer-led support, training, volunteering, and employment opportunities, as I found out this week. We'll fill you in on that a little bit later. It gives us guys, people who have come through addiction, that opportunity to go on into employment, because we thought we weren't capable, we weren't eligible. We didn't think people like us would get that opportunity in life to be able to move forward. We're left at the bottom of the crap pile, guys, basically, and people look down on us. But Red Rose Recovery, they don't. They encourage us, they nurture us, they build us up, they give us that fire that we need in our belly to think that actually we are worth something. We've been through the grinder. We've been in offending behaviour, substance misuse. We've got mental illnesses. We've been through domestic violence. We've had all sorts of adverse experiences in our life, but we are resilient and we come through it. And that is the most important thing. And I think what we'll find out tonight is from one of our guests, who's kindly come along to share their life story with us. We'll find out just how resilient we actually are, guys, you know, and what we can actually achieve with our lives. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guests this evening. I'll start by just unmute yourself, guys, and if you like to come in first, Stevie B. Which one? Let's go with Steve Barron.
Yeah, hi, my name's Steve Barron. Recently come out of treatment in a centre. I did just shy of 4 months there, and did me the world of good, to be honest. But I think it did. I feel a lot better. But yeah, it did me the world of good.
Fantastic. And guys, that's where I actually met Steve. Me and Steve were in recovery together. You know, so we'll talk a little bit about our experience that we shared in recovery later on. There's a few stories that we might share with you and impart whatever the
I want to put people off going in, mate.
We had some good times though, didn't we?
We did.
You know, and look at us now. You know, look at you now. You've moved back to the north. You know, you've seen your daughter. Everything's going fantastic for you. You're in recovery. It's just a testament to what is available, services that are available out there to help people like ourselves. Steve Brown, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi guys, yeah, I'm Stephen Brown, someone in recovery, from sunny Blackpool.
Thank you very much. Sunny Blackpool, we were just saying there's a lot of legends come through Blackpool, you know, and Steve is one of them as well, you know, so he's going to share his life story with us very, very shortly, guys. Just going to throw a few comments out there. Yes, Stephen, loads of love for you guys coming in there. You know, hi, there's lots of highs, everybody. Have a great show. Hi, everyone. Hope you're good. All good from Dublin, Ireland again. We've got someone watching from Ireland, which is fantastic. Our show's getting further and further out there. Steve Barron's joined us all the way from the northeast, so we're live up in the northeast, guys. It just goes to show the power of this program, and the reason it's powerful is because you guys click, like, and share, and that is what is important, because the more times we do it, the more people we got out there. Anybody struggling today, don't forget to reach out, www.redroserecovery.org.uk, make a referral, leave us a message. We will get back in touch with you. Thank you very much. Bethany Simpson, superstar, just been found. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, I'm Bethany, recovering from addiction. I'm not really good at talking, to be honest, but don't really know what to say. What do I say?
You know what, Bethany? The thing is, the fact is, a couple of months ago, you wouldn't have even been sat on this platform. You know what I mean? So, what, you know, that in itself is massive. This is us giving you confidence. This is you taking power and giving yourself confidence. And that's something that you need to embrace, hold on to, and nurture, because you're getting there. And what you've got to say is massive. You've got experience in
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let your voice be heard. Do you know what I mean? Don't you think for 1 minute that you are not important enough to have that voice and to say what you feel, you know? So that's massive. So anyway, everyone, that's our guys. We've got Stevie B, and you know what? If we arrange Bethany's initials the opposite way, they'll all be S and B's. I feel like I should rename my name to something, and we can just be the SB show tonight. But anyway, no, without further ado, you know, welcome everybody to tonight. I can't believe another week's gone by already. It is just staggering. It feels like yesterday we were sat here discussing things. You know, unfortunately, Willie is not with us tonight. Willie's words of wisdom is unfortunately not with us. He was going to come on, but he's had a particularly stressful day, and he just wants to take a little bit of time for himself, you know, because that's what we need to do, guys. Put ourselves first. Recovery becomes before anything else, because if we don't have our recovery, all we've got is what we've come from, and that is relapse, hell, you know, absolute a nightmare. So let's work on our recovery. Be selfish to ourselves. That's the message that I'm putting out there tonight. Be selfish to yourself with your recovery, because without that, we don't have anything. Anyway, my first guest this evening is Stephen Brown. Can I get you to unmute yourself, please, Stephen? And let's have a chat. Let's let's have your life story, mate.
Cheers, Peter. Hi, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Stephen. I'm someone who was lucky enough to find recovery. Managed to sort my life out, and my life's pretty good. You know, that's as simple as it is. But you know, one of my friends rang me the other day and asked me to come on and share my story. And this stuff never gets any easier. Do you know what I mean? I'm full of that. You know, I think I'm quite good at public speaking. I've done it a lot, and it never gets easier though. The first coming in, getting vulnerable, telling people about my story, because my story's pretty bad. And that's just how it is. But what I've learned over time is once we push through that stuff and we get through it, I start to get into the flow of things. And I was just speaking to one of my friends then on Messenger who's just gone on to a new job. She used to work for Red Rose Recovery, and it was like you know, that she shared a memory with me. So like 2 years ago today, we actually was asked to go and speak to Prince William and Kate and tell them our story. So that's like the future King of England, is it? You know what I mean? And I was like, wow. And why that means a lot to me is because I was someone who was in prison all my life, basically. In a nutshell, I started using at the age of 12, started using heavy drugs at 17, and at 17 my life went down fast, rapid. I ended up in prison 6 months after it, Lancaster Farms. You know, I was a young offender. I was addicted to heroin. And back then in the day, you didn't go into prison and tell the nurses that. You didn't go in and say you was addicted to that. So I had to withdraw on my own. My first ever time locked in a cell, scared. And I had a really bad experience. I ended up on the hospital wing. And my experience from that is every time I got released from prison, I went back to it. You know, and life got pretty hard. You know, I started grafting. I left. You know, I had a job and I left school with no qualifications. I got kicked out of junior school. I wasn't allowed in any school in Blackpool. I had to go to a special school for 2 hours a day. And they kind of just took you to the pleasure beach and Stanley Park, and it was like, hey, let's go on the big one or something. That's what consisted of my education. And I never liked school, didn't like to learn. And what I've learned is I didn't ever ask for help. You know, I struggled. I think I'm a bit dyslexic, and I struggle with academic stuff. And I used to get really frustrated when I see it. So I just used to act like the class clown and brush it off that way. And I didn't really say, look, I don't know what to do here. Can you help me? You know, I just didn't know how to do that. And ultimately my behavior went sideways. I was kicked out of school and I just started hanging around with older lads on my estate. My brother was the same. He was one of them. He was older than me. And we just used to hang around together with older lads. And, you know, I was just brought up on a local council estate in Blackpool, and we started smoking weed, drinking Merry Down cider, you know, and like, that was life, man. I used to get some trips at the weekend, magic mushrooms. Like, I went through the lot, do you know what I mean? And it was like, I took anything, you know. I used to sniff petrol and just cause murders on the estate. And I'm not going to say I had a bad family upbringing. I had a brilliant family upbringing. My mum got me everything I needed. I was dressed well. I was looked after. I was told what was right and what was wrong. I never had a bad upbringing by my mum. Do you know what I mean? But I just was attracted to hanging around with older lads, and ultimately we started committing crime and stuff like that. And you know, my life spiraled out of control, and you know, I started taking heroin, and my life went downhill quick. And you know, I started, you know, them friends I grew up with, and some of them I speak to today because they know that I've turned my life around. But I used to always say all them people got rid of me when I was using, and it wasn't until I come into recovery that someone said to me, like, did you not stay away from them because you was wanting to use drugs? And I thought, yeah, I'll have that. And you know, my life was crap. I ended up in and out of prison like every year. That was the same with my brother. And I don't want to go on about loads of stuff because it's like it's a revolving door. In prison, put some weight on, get out of prison, start grafting, you know. And it was just horrendous. And my brother was the same. So, you know, to put all that stuff on my mum, that's two sons who are locked up all the time, always asking for money when they go to prison, never going round and doing your shopping with your mum and, you know, trying to help your mum. It was like all about what we wanted. And you know, I'll fast forward a bit, and in 2009, I lost my brother. He got infected with anthrax through a dodgy batch of drugs, and we had to switch the life support machine off on him after 2 days, and it didn't stop me. You know, in fact, it made me worse, and I didn't give you know, I didn't care about myself then, and I didn't want to be myself, and I tried to commit suicide a few times, and luckily, you know, that you know, by the grace of God, luckily that didn't happen, and I had to endure a lot more years in prison. But from then, after that, like, we talk about some rock bottoms, and that's like one of them. But it's like I kept going to prison, and after losing my brother, who I just grew up with all my life, and I've been in prison with all my life, then I'm in jail and I'm fending for myself now. You know, and when you're involved in the sort of stuff that I was involved in, so even when you're in prison, you're trying to graft the landings, what can I get hold of? And it's quite easier when there's two of you and the two brothers, you know what I mean? You get into fights and all sorts in prison, and luckily I had my brother with me, and he used to do most of that, if I'll be really honest. So when he passed away, I was had to fend for myself, and I didn't care about myself, and life went, you know, downhill. And, you know, after coming out of jail and going in jail and getting on methadone, you know, I was on methadone for about 15 years. Methadone's all right for some people. For me, it didn't work. You know, I always used on top of methadone, and it was just something I went to if I was struggling one day and I couldn't get any money, I'd just go and get my script. And that key worker who used to give me that script for years and years, he's one of my friends today, and I work with him, and it's like, you know, after being in jail for that long, getting involved in criminal activities, not having any positive peers around you. You know, when you get out of prison, and anyone I know was either getting on it, getting drunk, committing crime. It's like, I didn't know any different, so I just did that. I didn't know there was a way out, and I think, you know, I got my last prison sentence. I got 4 years for supplying, and I went to prison, and I went to Preston prison, and I'd had enough. I remember writing a letter to my key worker. I just got 4 years. I just got back. I was withdrawing and just got back, and I was in the cell. And on that day, I knew I had years left in prison. But I wrote to my key worker, and I said, "Hi, mate, I've just got 4 years. Can you help me? Like, I know you can't do anything for a couple of years, but when I get out, I need some sort of intense support, mate. I don't need like a key worker to check on me once every fortnight. Like, I need some intense work, man. I don't know any different. My behaviours are off key. I don't know how to go shopping, and you know, that was me asking for help in prison, and I managed to get on a recovery wing, and I love recovery wings, mate. You know, I've been in prison all my life, and I just go on the landings, mate. And when we go on this recovery wing, it's like, right, what do we do on here? So first of all, I said I'd had enough, mate. I was like, I want to do a rapid reduction on my methadone. And they was like, come off it 1 mil a week. And I was like, I want to do 10 mil a week. So back in the day, you weren't allowed just to do that. You had to fight with the nurses. So basically what I had to do was like just pour it away in a cup in front of them. And there was nothing they could do about it then. I was like, I've had enough of it. And, you know, in the end, I got off it, and I spoke to one of the drug workers in there, and I said, I need to go to some sort of rehab, mate. I need to change my way of thinking. Like, I'm bonkers. And he said, right, we'll get you to a Wymont therapeutic community in Wymont. I said, yeah, please. And They said, you got a shower in your pad there. I thought, I want to go there then. That was my first thought. It was like, I want to address my behaviour and my thinking. It was like, well, there's a shower in your pad. And you know, luckily I got to Wymot and I didn't go on the TC at first. I went on the main and I was using and I you know, through my active addiction, I got stabbed and I got my fingers cut off and I had to jump out of a second floor window and I snapped my fibia and tibia in half. My leg was hanging off because of some guys who I owed money to, and I was on all sorts of medication, like high codeine medication. And I don't know about you, but when it says on that little bottle, you take 1 4 times a day, like I don't see that bit. I take like one like 95 times a day. You know what I mean? And what I learned is even when I was in prison, I was getting my meds weekly, and I get them on a Friday night and think, that's it, man, Friday Night Live, let's just take them all. And in the end, the TC said to me, you need to come off your meds before you come on here. And people were like, well, you need them for your leg. And I was like, I know. Anyway, I just signed off all my meds, got on the TC, and I didn't stop using on the TC neither. So I go on a drug-free wing now. So this is my way of thinking back then, and it's crazy. But I thought I'll get myself on a drug-free wing. So I go on this drug-free wing, and there's, you know, I was speaking to one of my friends who's on here tonight, and it's a drug-free wing, and there's people like graduates on there who challenge you. If you've been in rehab and stuff like that, it's kind of the same thing. You know, they challenge you for if you're asking to borrow a Rizzler or something mad like that. And this guy challenged me. He said I was off my head on the wing. But this was in a room with staff, and I was like, wow, I can't believe he's doing that. He's grass. And when I come out of that room, I told everyone on the wing I said, he's wronging him. He's just grassed me up for using. And someone pointed out to me, well, you're on a drug-free wing. You've signed a contract that says you come on here to try and I was like, I didn't get it. And to cut a long story short, the last time I used drugs was Christmas Day 2016. I'll never forget it. Some lad said to me, I've just been to church, standard for a prison thing. I've just been to church and got some subbies. Do you want some? I was like, yeah, man, it's Christmas Day. Of course I do. Thought I'd have a real good night. And for me, I got locked behind my door, you know, and all that bravado and all that chatting, a cracker goes out the window. The truth of the matter is, when you get locked behind your door and you sat on your own in your own thinking, that's when you start really thinking. And I thought, I'm gonna have a good night here tonight, mate. That didn't happen. Like I started crying, mate, in prison on my own in a cell. I started crying my eyes out, and I was like, I only had 3 months left. I was getting out in 3 months, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Please, someone help me. What can I do? And what I realised is, for me, that was my biggest rock bottom, where I felt it in myself. You know, the drugs wasn't working for me anymore. I'd had enough. I didn't want to use anymore, but I didn't know how to stop. So what was I going to do it? Funnily enough, who did I put myself around? You know, that kid who I've just been talking about, who I said was a grass and everything, because he challenged me. Secretly, I thought, wow, I'd like to be able to do that. Like helping people. Like, do you really want help? I will help you. I went to him, me. But it were mad because of my mindset, and loads of the people who were from my town was on the wing. I used to have to like put a balaclava on to go in his pad, because people would be like, what's he doing going in graduate's pad and stuff? And I had to speak with them all and say, listen, I'm just trying to stop. I don't want this anymore. I'm trying to stop. And I put myself around this kid, and I managed to get clean for a few months. And I remember Peter from Red Rose here coming in Wymot with this American guy, and he come in and did a share about his story. And if anyone knows me, I'm up for a laugh, me, in recovery. I didn't come into recovery to stay miserable. I like to have a laugh, and I just like to have a laugh. And he brought this American guy in, and he was funny. He was bonkers, but he was funny. but he was funny with a twist because it was serious at the end. This is what I did. This is how I stopped. This is what I do now. And I thought, when I got back to my pad, I thought I'd love to be able to do something like that. And, you know, when I got out of prison, first day, so I got clean. The first stage was I got clean and stopped using drugs. And I got onto my key worker then. I was like, look, when I get out, I'm a prolific offender. So by this time, it's only like 5 years ago, by this time I was like a prolific offender in Blackpool. So I used to get picked up and put in these hostels and bed sits, and they were rough, man. You know, no one ever got clean on my estate. I don't know anyone who ever got clean. I just know you either died, you went to prison, or you moved town. And I said to my key worker, I need some sort of abstinent recovery house. So for anyone who knows me, I'm in a 12-step fellowship. I do mutual aid meetings, and I'm total abstinence, which means I don't drink alcohol, I don't take medication, and so I'm abstinent. You know, I haven't drank for about 7 years, and you know, but my clean date is 2016. You know, I'm a few years clean, but I got out and I got put in a recovery house called Jobs, Friends and Houses in Blackpool. Amazing place. Some of the funniest parts, best parts of my recovery were being around people getting, you know, Steve just said it, he's not long been out of rehab. You know, I'd done all them for years, man, and when I got out, I just went back to the same stuff. You know, if you're going to go into rehab and change your life, you've got to change your life when you get out. It's simple. If nothing changes, nothing changes. But I didn't know how to do that. And someone said, you have to change everything. So when I got out, I went to mutual aid meetings, and not only did I do that, I also did a program. It was like another rehab out in the community from 9 in the morning till 5 at night. So I know everyone in Blackpool, mate. I've lived here all my life. I know everyone. I've either robbed someone or done something to someone, or someone's not had a good experience with me when I was using. But so how do I change my life? So I went to mutual aid meetings and started doing stuff and seeing people get better. And luckily in the recovery house where I went into, my friend was in there, someone who I'd used with. So I was finally faced with that thing where, well, he's used like me, him. So if he can do it, but back then I thought he's worse than me. If he can, I definitely can. So I followed him, mate. I just followed him. You know, I just told you before, I'm not good with academic stuff and all that, but I can follow people. Do you know what I mean? I did that in my active addiction. I'm like a chameleon. Do you know what I mean? And you're opportunist and anything, rob, steal, beg, borrow. And after going through all that, it's like, now I need to learn some new skills in life. And I went to this recovery house, I did this deep program. I started getting clean, you know, got the 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, months. And but I started doing other stuff. So someone said to me when I first got out, why don't you volunteer? I said, absolutely not. I wasn't open-minded back then. And I was like, absolutely not volunteering. Why would I want to work for nothing? By being around some right people who pointed me in the right direction, and I knew they wanted the best for me, I did it. And it was probably one of the best things I ever did. You know, I remember doing the training with Emma. You know, me and my friend come from Blackpool, and we wanted to do the training, but it was in Lancaster, and she'd just got a little car then, a little recovery car. It was up and down the motorway everywhere, and we kind of put on a proposal to Red Rose, and we was like, look, we want to do this training, we want to volunteer, we want to give back, but it's like, we haven't got any money. Can you help us get to Lancaster? We don't even want all the expenses. Just give us half. That'll be enough for this little car. Luckily, they did. And I think little things like that really helped me. And just to give you a little bit of background on what I've just said to you about me and my friend, she's just left Red Rose and she's gone on to something better. She's doing amazing. And me and her was in a rehab when I got out of prison, and 16 of us started it. 3 of us finished. The third guy, after we finished, he went back to drinking and died 3 weeks later. There's only me and Louise who's still here, clean. We've gone on, we've got jobs and done loads of stuff. And we said to the councillor, you know, I bet you didn't think we'd do this, did you? And he actually said, I actually did. You were both doing mutual aid meetings and doing all the things that you talk about, because I learned a new language, mate. I didn't know. You know, people were saying mad things like you're powerless and all this stuff, and I'm like, listen, mate, like, speak to me in English. What are you going on about? You know, and I changed my life, and you know, I went and did that training with Emma, and I was only 9 months clean, and a job come up at Red Rose, and she said, why don't you go for it? And I was doing a training on values, and Emma asked me, she said to me, what's your values? And I was still like a chameleon back then. Yeah, I didn't know, but I didn't want to say. So I went, what's yours? You know, I was going to nick hers. But Emma's not stupid. Emma's on it. and she learned me a very important lesson back then is the answers always lie inside us. Sometimes they just need pulling out. And I've done that to loads of other people since. It's dead easy to just say this, this, and this. And it was something else I learned. And one of my values, I wanted a job. So anyway, I got the job and I was buzzing, and I went and did my own little 5 ways to wellbeing groups in Fleetwood and St Anne's, and I loved it. And I was going up and down. One thing I always said, do you remember when I just told you a story before when I was in prison? Peter come in and I thought, I want to go and do that. That'd be ace. But like my head told me, you will never get back into prison. You know what I mean? You got more pre-cons than anyone. You can't get back in there. And that's a lie. Let me tell you, it's a lie. So, you know, by having a job with Red Rose, and one of the massive things I love about Red Rose Recovery is, for me, I think they give people who are just getting out of prison, who are new in recovery, early in recovery, a massive opportunity for them to get some self-worth and confidence and say, you are worth it. Do you know what I mean? We will invest in you and try and help you. And to me, back then, when I was 9 months clean, my DBS is like, you have to put it in a rucksack. It's that big, my DBS. I was like, I will never get a job. And they was like, we're employing you for your lived experience. I was like, all right, cool. So, you know, and I got a job, and it was permitted work. So I was in a recovery house getting all my benefits and then getting my wages as well. So, I mean, I saved up fortunes. I was in a recovery house and I was obsessed around saving and getting, you know, I was just learning life skills, learned how to go shopping. I'd never paid a bill in my life. You know, with living with other people in recovery, and the 2 guys that run it, Shuey and Clinton, proper helped me. You know, this is how you pay bills. This is how you set direct debits up, and my life started to get better. And you know, I'd always looked on people who had nice cars and was like, how's he got a car like that? I was banned for 10 years for nicking them. And Chef H said to me, listen, what, do you really want a car? And I was like, yeah. They went, we'll pay for your first 10 lessons. As long as you stay clean and do what you're doing, we'll pay for your first 10 lessons. And they said they'd do it to all of the house. And it was like a challenge for me. I was like, I'll be the first one to pass. And I was the first one to pass. But why I say that is, when you see someone in recovery do something and achieve it, it lets others know that they can do it. And people followed me after that, and they've passed theirs. And, you know, I went, you know, I passed my driving test and bought myself a little 300 quid X-Reg Fiesta, got it insured the next day, and I was buzzing, I was off. And, you know, since then my life's got better. And, you know, I've just bought my dream car now, one of my dream cars, and I love it. But what I've started to learn in recovery, when we stay clean for a few years, we start to focus on other things, you know, trainers, aftershave, cars, eBay, what can I buy? What can I buy? There's nothing I can buy now. What makes me I used to have a laugh with my mates, and they'd be like, "What have you bought this week?" And I'd be like, "Bought a new pair of trainers. They'll keep me clean for a couple of days." What I've started to learn through sticking around this stuff is I've seen a lot of my friends, and I mean this, I've seen a lot of my friends come in recovery, get a job, new missus, kid, car, house, and I've watched them slowly stop disconnecting from people. Usually starts with telling lies, not connecting with people, thinking actually, and this time of the month, a nice cold Stella Artois would be all right. My experience is when I get out of prison and I go to the off license because I think I deserve a drink, I usually score afterwards. And by learning a bit about me and a bit about my past and going off my experience, because you can't lie to your own experience, I've learned that for me, it's not a good idea to go to the off license, because I don't drink, your wine, like with your finger up and that. I end up hitting the super tenants, and my life goes shit. So I've learned not to do that stuff, and I'm all right, man. I used to think, oh, my life is gonna be so crap without any drink or drugs. Like, what am I gonna do? And I just talked to you about cars, and I've had about 10 cars in recovery. I've had a passport once in my life, and I sold it for a tenner bag one day, and I got my passport in recovery. I've been all over the world. I've been to Mexico. Oh, mate, listen, sometimes I have to pinch myself. I'm just going to go on to something what's really important to me, and something what makes gets me choked up, man, and that's building them relationships back up with your family, so we can talk about all the outside stuff, cars and all that. Trust me, they don't make you well. In fact, when you get it all, you have to keep hold of it pretty tight, and building that relationship back up with my mum. So I remember when I just spoke about my brother, my mum said, "Will you really help me? We've just lost my son." I got off me. I was like, "Lend me 30 quid." And got off and went back to prison and didn't do it. And over the last 4.5 years, I usually go to my mum's every Sunday. I used to, not since lockdown, and have a Sunday dinner with mum and build them relationship up, and we make amends and stuff like that. I learned to do some stuff by other people in recovery, and some of the things I've done with my mum are priceless. I've just had a little baby girl. She's only 1. She's just on her way back. She's just at my mum's at the moment, and I haven't got any kids, mate. I have a partner who has her 2 kids, but I've just had my own kid as well. It's not to my partner at the moment, and I had to do the right thing and go to court to get weekly access to see my daughter. And it's like, on my own, like, I wouldn't have gone to court. I would have been like driving over there fuming and just like just taking her. And I learned to go to court, and but then it was like, how are you going to go to court? You don't stand a chance. You've got previous convictions. And I was like, that stuff's not in my head anymore. I'm like, hang on a minute. I've stayed clean for a few years. I've been to college. I've got a job. I work with other people. I'm doing all right. I'm pretty capable of help, to look after a little girl. And, I won the case and come to an agreement, and I can have her. And now it's like, hello, welcome to the real world. There's a 1-year-old, deal with her. So again, I have to have friends, you know what I mean? I'd never changed a nappy in my life. I'm still pretty crap at that. But like I said, she turned 1 on the 28th of December, and it's new, is what I'm saying. And one thing I don't forget is I could lose everything I have in a minute. In a minute. You know, I see people getting out of rehabs and going back to the same things, and you know, and it's harsh. And I don't try and save them people anymore. I used to early in recovery, thought I could try and save everyone, fill the car up, get people to meetings, and you know, just to do this tonight, I had to get my mum to have the little girl. My partner's got 2 kids. It's like I used to say, yeah, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. You know, I've learned that I can say no whenever I want me. I do quite a lot these days, and I'll just talk about the last thing, lockdown. Lockdown's been tough. This last lockdown for me has been a killer. I was like a social butterfly, so I was in meetings, I was at conventions, I was doing different towns, I was going on holiday, and from all that, just to be stuck in. I'm not very good on my phone, me. Not very good on it. I like face to face. So we talk about Zoom. Like, listen, Zoom serves a purpose, and I know it's done some brilliant things for people. For me, I need that human connection, me. I need face-to-face meetings, and I need to speak to people, because what I've learned is, sat over a screen like this, I can tell you my life's amazing and I've done all this stuff. But, like, really, I can be, like, broken at any time, and, like, I've had enough. So I've not felt Zoom lately, so I've started doing some face-to-face meetings, socially distanced. There's only 15 of us allowed, and that helps me, you know what I mean, because I start getting agitated, and it usually boils down to agitated with the missus or having a stupid argument, and we have to look at that stuff, and I look at that stuff at the end of the night. What have I done today? What have I done to harm anyone? Can I make anything better? Do I need to say sorry to anyone? Do you know what I mean? And that's just like built into me. You know, people say they write that stuff down. I've never written that down. It's like your car, isn't it? If your car needs oil or petrol, you go and get it serviced. And I'm the same. You know, if I feel me like something's not right, I need to charge my batteries up, and I do that by speaking to other people who have been through the same stuff for me, or someone who hasn't, someone who's banging in the midst of it. Let's go and get them to a meeting. Let's watch someone else. And I'm watching other people now doing all the same stuff that I did, and you know, I've gone on for quite a while.
You know what though, we've just let you, because this is just powerful stuff, Stephen. You know what I mean? This one of the best shares I've ever sat and listened to in my life, and I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for that honesty around your share. You know, you on these comments, I've had to scroll back up several times because you've got so much love, mate. Honestly, you really have. Wow. It's all good. I'm just trying to scroll down them now so I can get a look. So brave for sharing some of the things you did. You know what I mean? Proud of your son. Is that for you, Teresa Stevens?
Ah, it's my little mum, innit? What's she doing on here? Jesus.
So proud of you. So proud of your son. Love you, Stephen. You're a strong guy, powerful, emotional story you're sharing. Love you, bro. Shelley Brown. Red Rose Recovery. You nicked my trainers. Not quite sure what that one is thrown in there, but I'm sure someone. Very strong, brave man for sharing your story. Good luck with your future in recovery. Such courage and honesty. Much love and respect. Mate, honestly, it's just pouring in for you. It really is. It's amazing. I'm trying to find one in particular. A chameleon, love it, was so adaptable. And that's true, we do. Oh my God, I'm the same. Volunteering, yuck. Work for now. I'm all over it. It's kept me sober. Huge respect for all at Red Rose Recovery. I'll second that one, guys. Massive respect for everybody in Red Rose, everybody attending Red Rose, all the service users. Like and share this, guys. Let's get it out to more people. Red Rose Recovery. So that's www.redroserecovery.org.uk. If you are struggling, click on that. Make a referral, leave us a message. We'll get back in touch with you. There's the Instagram, which is red_rose_recovery. Press the follow, listen, get in there, follow our stories. And I've just been private messaged as well from the media department there, and they've said to to let you guys know that on the Facebook stream, there is a link to a survey, and it's a few questions around mental health, addiction, dual diagnosis. Could you just spare a few minutes, guys, at the end of the LUF today to just click on that survey and fill it in for us, because information and knowledge for us is power, because we can then tailor this this forum and this setting to we can gear it towards the feedback that we've been getting, so again, back to some comments. So sorry for those who didn't make it, but big respect to those who have won the battle or are winning the battle, because guys, it's not just won in one day. This is winning for the rest of our lives. We cannot let off the gas for 1 minute. My addiction, Steve's addiction, all our addictions are sat in the background, pumping them press ups out now. They're working hard in the back, training, ready for when we step off that gas. Pow, gonna smack us in the face and knock us back down. But we ain't gonna let it happen today, because we're strong. We've got each other. We share about it. This is the power that this brings. Do you know what I mean? It's massive. So, Stephen, thank you so much for your share. And it's really important to just touch on a few of the things there. The message, about gifts in recovery, going to Mexico. What's the car of your dreams? Can you say?
Yeah, I bought a Mercedes AMG 250.
Which one?
AMG 250 A-Class.
A-Class. My favourite, which I would love, is the C63. That's my car of choice. The 6.3 litre V8.
We need to win lottery to get one of them, though.
Oh, they're a little bit pricey, but they're beautiful cars, beautiful cars. But again, these are the things. Once upon a time, Stephen, would you have thought yourself be driving around a flipping Mercedes Benz, for God's sake? You know what I mean? Probably not. And now look at you. You're in recovery. You've got your car. You're going on holidays. You've got your daughter. All these are gifts that recovery has given you. And the reason you've got that, Stephen, is because you put the effort in. Nobody else. You wanted it. You fought for it. That's why we've got this. That's why you've got these gifts, and you've got a lot of respect for Red Rose, which I implore you for. I've also got a lot of respect for Red Rose as well. And just while we're touching on that, I also have just been offered a job with Red Rose. So I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity. So we'll see you around. I just can't keep up with these comments today, guys. I really can't. Anyway, so on that, Steve, I know that you may well want to get off at some point early, because I think you said you might have something to do. If not, stick around. We might come back to you with a few more comments, but it's been an absolute pleasure. Now, what I'd like to do, if that's okay, is bring in my friend Bethany. How are we, Beth?
I'm okay.
You're all right. So Bethany is come along today. She goes on the groups with Red Rose Recovery. She posted up a video during the week of her singing a song. So we've snaffled her up. We've thrown her in at the deep end. God bless her. But she's building a confidence, and that's something that this platform does. And this is something that Red Rose absolutely does. It builds people's confidence. It helps with their recovery. It gives them power. Do you know what I mean? So Bethany's going to share a song with us. Could you just tell us a little bit about it, Beth, please?
Oh gosh. Basically, I know it's not my song. It's Demi Lovato's song, but the lyrics that are in the song, I feel like it really suits me well with the mistakes that I've made trying to recover. I've lost my mum because of it. She's not being supportive, and I've gone and got all this help. She's still not listening. I've tried. One of the lyrics in the song with the fans that I've lost is my kids that I've lost. They obviously just trying to keep it short. That's why it means that much to me, the song.
Well, come on then, Bethany. Don't keep us all in suspense. Let's go for it. Big breath out before you sing. Keep on top. You know what I mean? You're going to be absolutely amazing. Let's get you some love. Come on, let's get some love. Could you just do me a favor before you start? Could you turn your phone horizontally? Let's see if we can't get a better picture on for you.
Like this?
Like, no.
Is that
maybe
okay?
Does it need tipping first to get it to work?
What's that? Like that?
Take your screen lock off.
Oh, it's my screen lock off. I don't know what I've done.
You don't know what you've done. Don't you worry about it. Just carry on as you are. We don't want you to get it messed up.
Can you still see me?
Of course we can.
Right. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous.
Don't you be nervous. Let's just go for it. Let's kick it out there. It's going to be amazing. We have faith in you.
Right. Ready?
Go for it.
Is it playing? Oh. Just 1 sec. Oh, 1 second. My speaker's
No problem.
There we go.
Only got
It's on.
time.
Right. Try and breathe. Nope. I've got it. I'm on it. Oh my God. I got no excuses for all of these goodbyes. Call me when it's over, 'cause I'm dying inside. Wake me when the shakes are gone, cold sweats disappear. Call me when it's over, myself is reappear. But I don't know why I do it every time. It's only when I'm lonely. And sometimes I just wanna cave and I don't wanna fight. I try. Just hold me. I'm lonely. And Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm not sober anymore. Daddy, please forgive me for the drink spilled on the floor. For the ones who never left me. We've been down this road before. I'm so sorry. I'm not sober anymore. Sorry for my future love, for the man that left my bed, for making love the way I saved for you inside my head. Sorry for the friends I lost, watch me fall again. I wanna be your role model, but I'm only human. But I don't know why I do it every time. It's only I'm lonely. And sometimes I just wanna cave and I don't wanna fight. I try. Just hold me. I'm lonely. And Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm not sober anymore. And Daddy, please forgive me for the drink spilled on the floor. For the ones who never left me. We've been down this road before. I'm so sorry. I'm not sober anymore. I'm not sober anymore. Sorry that I'm here again. I promise I'll get help. It wasn't my intentions. I'm sorry to myself.
Wow. Goosebumps, tears, the amount of love you have got coming through the internet is, oh my, look, I don't know if you can see it, but the hairs on my arms are stood up. Darling, that was amazing.
Thank you.
I want to sing with you. I want to do a duet sometime. I think we should put it out there to the guys at Red Rose that they allow us to sing the song together. That Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga one from Tell Me Something, Girl. You know
Yes.
which one? You know which?
Yes.
Maybe we should get together and do that one. Have you got another song you could maybe do later on if you're staying on?
I can't stay on for too long.
Listen, don't worry about it today. We'll get you back on another time to do another song.
Yeah.
But honestly, the love that you have got coming, the tears that you have got people crying for you is just phenomenal. Steve Barron, you will be Gaga Peter. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Steve Barron's coming up with a couple of songs later on. He was a guy I was in rehab with. We've got some stories. We're going to talk about rehab a little bit. We're not going to mention names or any agencies, you know, because obviously we do like to keep people's anonymity here. Goosebumps. Wasn't expecting this. Little tears now. Not ashamed of it. God bless Bethany. Go girl, great voice. You got talent, Babs. Daniel Litterchild, amazing. Bethany, Chris Blanks, brilliant. Pendle, wow. Penny Brook, wow. Lindsay Jackson, wow. Go girl. Listen to this. Let this land with you. Yeah, let this build your blooming confidence, girl. Yeah, because what you've done there is you've just given out a little bit of something that you can do. You've made a lot of people very happy. Yeah, let it land with you. Take it on board. Take that love and go with it. Let it grow for you. You know what I mean? And let it give you that bit of confidence that you need. Have some more faith in yourself, because what you've just done is amazing. You've made my day. Liz, Red Rose, record deal. Thank you so much for that. Listen, I'm going to move on now anyway. So I'm going to ask our media department. Beth, please stay around. When you've got to go, you got to go. Just drop me a little message on the link, and you know, when you need to go, you just get yourself off. We will be in touch with you. This isn't the last time you'll appear on the LUF. We will be getting you in to do a little bit more if you're happy with that.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm happy with
definitely.
I literally do have to actually get off. But
God bless you. Get yourself gone. Stay safe.
For listening. Thank you so much.
Stay safe. Stay connected. If you're struggling, reach out and get on them groups. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Well done, Beth. Made me cry, man.
Thank you.
Wow. I mean,
there's a lyric in that song, and it says, "Mummy, I'm sorry, I'm not sober anymore," and it nailed me. And on a serious level, I just want to say that when you talk about your experiences, I don't care who you are, you never forget how someone made you feel. And that's my experience. Like, my hat's off to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Superb, Bethany. Well done.
Thank you.
God bless you. Have a safe evening. Enjoy yourself.
I will do. Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome, Beth. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Wow, guys. Well, what can I say? You know, we just keep bringing the power to the LUF on a Saturday, don't we? Got more to come from Stevie B. He was in the rehab, like I said, with me. But before we do that, I'm going to flip over to the media department and ask them to pay a little bit of something from Puzzle Productions. Guys, we played the last episode last week. So this week, we've just done a little bit of a montage today to play today of what Red Rose has really done for us through the lockdown, how it's helped us out, you know. So we're going to play that for you guys. We have got loads of stuff coming up from Puzzle. I'm just trying to find my notes that I took from group the other day. Season 2 is going to bring you depression, both sides of the coin, anxiety, food problems, homelessness, medication compliance, paranoia, relapse prevention, domestic violence, county lines, mental health. Absolutely amazing jam-packed season 2 coming up. It's going to be brilliant. So, you know, Puzzle Productions, as you know, is something very close to us here at Red Rose. You know, we try to put over what we can during the pandemic. We can't wait to be able to try it on a different platform and being able to film it face to face. But before we go on to season 2, without further ado, media department, if you could play me a video, I would very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Hi guys, yeah, it's Chris here, aka Mike from Puzzle Productions, the horrible granddad. Yeah, I've been asked to do a share to just let you know basically what this group has done for me and so many other people. When this group started, I didn't think I'd have the confidence to do it. I really didn't think that I'd be able to do it, but do you know what? I'm going to give it a go. So I jumped on the group, the guys in the background, you know, the group, but the guys producing it, you know, just giving me all the confidence that I needed, you know, encouragement, and everybody else in the group gave me encouragement, and we just worked together. We worked together as a team, and we grew. We grew better and better and better every week, and I seen people growing every week as well as myself. I've seen it in others, you know, just more confidence. It wasn't like that first time I watched it live on the LUF. It was like, oh wow, that was awful, you know. I'm not doing that again. And then we got the feedback of you guys, you know, to say how you really enjoyed it. I thought, do you know what, we could be onto something here. We're doing something right. So I continued with it, and yeah, as a group we did amazing things from our own homes. You know, how creative is that? You know, we created something when we're miles apart, you know, in lockdown, you know, so we can do things in lockdown. The connection with the group is brilliant. I've made some brilliant friends in this group, you know, through all the encouragement and the life story of Terry Tibbs. You know, we've all got a bit of that in us. We can all relate to some of that somewhere along the lines, and it was really powerful. It was really powerful being able to do it, you know. In my time, I have been Mike. I have been that selfish person, and it was quite good to act as Mike and have a bit of realization, you know, about, you know, what you have been in your past, you know. Working with Barbara, who played Sheila, you know, I remember a part where she was stripping me down, should we say, giving me a telling off, and I felt the emotion in that, you know. It actually got to me, and I had to remember that, hang on, this is just a play, you know. That's how much we got involved, but the fun that we had was unbelievable, you know. And it's just amazing, guys, you know. It's amazing for your confidence, it's amazing for connection. Yeah, if you want to do something creative, yeah, get yourself involved with Puzzle Productions. You will love it, and all the guys on there will give you all the encouragement and all the help you need to be able to do it. Hopefully I'll see you in the group soon. Take care, guys. Peace and love.
Hi, I just want to talk about what Red Rose Recovery has done for me during the lockdown. I came as a service user back in May time last year, and I was coming back after a relapse. And Red Rose Recovery have they've saved my life, to be quite honest. I've been able to access groups via Zoom. I've been able to do lots of fun activities, quizzes. I became a volunteer, helped host the LUF Lancashire User Forum on a Saturday, and then not too long ago in January I was offered a part-time job with Red Rose. I can safely say that without this platform during the COVID and being isolated, I don't know where I'd be, but I certainly wouldn't have been sober. I celebrated a year sober in February thanks to Red Rose Recovery and everything that they've done. So I just want to say a big thank you. You've helped me so much.
Hiya, I just want to talk about what Red Rose has done for me. I became a service user in December. after an incident of being arrested. The liaison and diversion team pointed me towards this platform. I think I registered on the Saturday or the Sunday, and by the Monday I was in WhatsApp groups. As we're in lockdown, they're using Zoom groups, and I think they're amazing. I feel like if Zoom wasn't available, I wouldn't have met the people that I have met now. But the support and the love and the groups that Red Rose provides and the service that it is saved me from getting my daughter took away from me. It saved my life basically, and hopefully one day I'll be able to help other people the way they've helped me, because I am truly thankful for Red Rose Recovery. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Barbara. Last year, during the pandemic, my daughter passed away. I rang grieving agencies, people for counselling, and it's so busy. So many people need the help now. I wasn't sure where else to go. Red Rose spoke to me. They talked to me, they let me carry on, they told me that the grieving process that I was going through was right. They just supported me in what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. I'd have been lost without them. I know that they're a good help, they've helped me before. I'd have broke down, I'd have gone to pieces. But they helped me, and they're keeping me on the right track. I'm really glad that they're there, and I know an awful lot of people out there need them. Especially now, we're all feeling the effects of the pandemic. We're feeling lonely and sad. It's good to have somebody that we can phone up and say, I'm not feeling right, there's something wrong. It's good that they listen. Just use them. I'm really glad for Red Rose Recovery, and I'm made up that they're there. I can't thank them enough. Thank you, Red Rose Recovery.
Hi, my name's Peter Abbott. I just want to really just give Red Rose Recovery a little bit of gratitude, you know, for this last year while we've been in lockdown because of COVID-19. Red Rose Recovery have just been there every single day. You know, if it's not a group on Zoom, which I must say Zoom is the most amazing platform in the world for recovery right now, it's via phone calls. You know, there's always somebody there to pick you up when you need it. You know, Zoom for me has been a magical experience over this last year, because without Zoom and Red Rose, I don't know where I would be right now. You know, and it's given me the opportunity to meet people in recovery that I wouldn't normally meet. You know, Red Rose is split up into different areas, north, east, central, you know, and all these areas run on their own individual basis. But when we're on Zoom, we're all together, you know, so it's one big recovery family being able to meet up on that platform through the COVID-19 pandemic and help and get help and support. You know, and I would never have met some of these people ever in life, and they've become true friends now today. And the people that I will stay in contact with for the rest of my life, because they've been there for me and aided me in my recovery. And that's all thanks to Red Rose Recovery and Zoom. You know, it's been fantastic. It really has. You know, I have to thank them, because without them, my little girl wouldn't have a daddy. You know, and that's massive for her, because she needs a daddy. We all need our dads. We all need our family. We all need our friends. But most of all, we all need Red Rose Recovery and recovery and the things that they promote to help us get that. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you eternally to the moon and back for all the help that you've given us through COVID-19 and the pandemic that stopped us from being able to get on face-to-face meetings by facilitating such a fantastic thing like Zoom and just being absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name's Howard. I'd just like to thank Red Rose Recovery for all the help they are giving me, especially through the pandemic, and they continue to help me as well. I've got to meet some amazing people and made good friends, I wouldn't be anywhere near as what I am now without them. Thank you.
Good afternoon, guys. So, Matthew here. So, what Red Rose Recovery has done for me during the coronavirus pandemic has been massive. I've made loads of new friends, met hundreds of different people that I would never have got to meet if it wasn't for the coronavirus. And Red Rose Recovery putting on all these groups so people can talk, stay connected, being able to talk about their problems without being judged. Now, if it wasn't for Red Rose Recovery and what they put out for people to engage with each other, then I'd have been isolated, probably still in active addiction, holding in my feelings, and feeling like I had no one to talk to. But I'm not. I'm here. I'm in a good place, and that's down to the staff at Red Rose Recovery, all the service users in Red Rose Recovery, volunteers, lead volunteers, you name it. So thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm lead volunteer in the North for Red Rose Recovery. I've been asked to do these videos to how Red Rose have helped me during the COVID pandemic. Well, it's kept me sober. It's kept me connected. And joking aside, I doubt I'd be here without Red Rose Recovery. I certainly wouldn't be sober. I was still in quite a safe bubble when the first wave hit. I was in a flat at rehab. But quickly made a huge number of more friends. So my social circle, as much as we weren't meeting in person, my social circle was massively extended when COVID hit, because I was attending groups from Central East. So I'm sort of Lancaster Morecambe based. And it's just opened up a whole new world of people, and has added so much variety, which is really bizarre. So the isolation hasn't been isolation at all. It's been a positive effect on me. And I get some people are scared of Zoom and say it's not the same. This isn't going anywhere, this Zoom meeting, to me. It's when we are allowed to meet face to face, it will be fantastic. And there's going to be some good parties. I don't doubt for a minute. But I'm so grateful, so grateful. The people I've met on these Zoom platforms during COVID, I've made some amazing connections, and it's weird. I didn't think you could have such fun on a Zoom platform and make such amazing friends, and it feels like they are friends. And some of these people I've never actually physically met, but I feel like they are friends. The support is incredible. The love is incredible. And like I say, Red Rose to me it's just such a huge part of my life. And I would not be sober, possibly not alive. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for Red Rose Recovery and all you wonderful people who are part of it. Peace and love.
Hi guys, Neil here. Just want to say a big thank you to Red Rose and just give you guys a little information on what they've done for me. So in September, I got to 6 months clean. I was doing a mutual aid, and the pandemic struck, and I went to a really bad place for a number of reasons. And at that stage, I had a key worker who spoke to him, and he said I needed a bridge to normal living. I was doing the 4 suggested things, but needed to be in some kind of normality in life, at which stage I approached Red Rose. It was on a Friday afternoon, I'll never forget it, and joined up. I joined college as well. I'd made a couple of changes in my programme. And from the call on the Friday, I filled out the form, and then Monday morning, 11 o'clock, I was in a WhatsApp group first, and then I was in a Zoom meeting, and it was amazing. I'd done acting on a Monday, which done loads. What I do now, where I'm at to today, There's a full varied Zoom program. It's unbelievable what can be done in this pandemic, and Red Rose epitomises that for me. So there's such a very diverse, from puzzle productions to music therapy to fun and lockdown laughs to 5 ways to check in. Every day it's different. It's during the day hours where I need it the most. I have stuff overnight, but it's during the day when I've got a lot of time on my hands due to this pandemic. I weren't seeing my kids, so I was in a really, really bad, I suffer from mental health. I was in a really bad place. But hadn't it been for engaging with Red Rose and the people in it, I do not know where to be. But yeah, it's been amazing. They blow me mind. The ethos of the company, I don't fully know what it is, but where you go from peer to volunteer is unbelievable. I just think it blows me mind. So I'm so engaged with Red Rose, and I'm facilitating groups now, and I have a member of staff in the background. So that just gives me the confidence to do what I want. Yeah, so big thank you to Red Rose. Thank you so much, and I look forward and excited to see what the future brings.
Hi guys, I've been asked to do a video just to share what Red Rose Recovery have done for me during the pandemic. I came back in February as a service user. I had to make a decision about where I needed to be in my recovery, and I ended up coming back down to Bedfordshire where my family is, which was, quite hard for me making that decision, but it hasn't stopped me. I've accessed the groups online via Zoom early on, got really fantastic support and learnt how to facilitate groups from some of the staff members. I became a volunteer in sort of March, April time. Quickly moved on to being a lead volunteer and running my own groups. And then in June got my part-time role, working on the mine contract, delivering different mine groups to some of our service users. All throughout the summer, it's given me connection. It's given me access to more opportunities, more training. I don't know where I'd be without Red Rose Recovery, in all honesty. The support, the staff, the training, everything that you guys have done and continue to do, I'm forever grateful. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone involved in Red Rose Recovery, and may the connections continue, may the networking continue, may the opportunities continue. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is just a quick message to say thank you so much for everything that you did. I was in Purple Rooms about 8 months ago, and I came across Red Rose Recovery and certain people, and I just want to say thank you so much. It's literally changed my life, and it's all down to you guys. So yeah, I'm so grateful for everything. Thank you. Woo! Red Rose Recovery, woo!
Well, there you go, guys. That's a wrap from Puzzle Productions today. There's a lot of love coming out of this comments box, which has taken me all that time that video was on to get my flipping comments box back up and go through them, because there's so many comments coming through. I just want to say, Jonathan Chapman, you've had a bad year so far with your recovery, but coming to watch the LUF every Saturday, it really picks you up. It's helping you get back on track. That's really massive. That. Thank you so much for sharing that. Keep coming back. Keep coming to the LUF. Get onto the groups. Let's get this recovery kick started. Penny Brody as well. I'm struggling getting clean. So well done to you all. Penny, you can do it. We can all do it. Peer support is massive. We will do it together. If you're struggling, pick up the phone. Get in touch with somebody. Talk to a friend, talk to anybody, talk to Red Rose, just www.redroserecovery.org.uk. Click on it, get on it, leave a message, we'll get back to you. There's the Instagram, red_rose_recovery. And don't forget to fill in that flipping, what do you call it at the end on Facebook, that link. What do you call it, Steve? What's it called? It's a survey. survey. There's a survey for you to click on. Steve, let's have you off mute, please. Let's get this show on the road. So me and Steve met in rehab at the back end of last year. We were good friends. Do you know what I mean? We had our testing times like everybody. You know, Steve, just introduce yourself and tell people how you ended up in the rehab facility that we did.
With my hands tied behind my back, to be honest. You know, it's the last place I wanted to be. But yeah, no, I'm from the northeast. I thought I was doing great. I thought I could handle drink. I thought everything was brilliant, and I was annoyed that it wasn't, to be honest, because I was having quite a good time. But last couple of years, worst couple of years of my life, and there was only one way I was gonna get it sorted, and that was by going away. I think Stephen said earlier about going to see, you know, talk to somebody once every 2 weeks about your problems. Just wasn't enough for me. So, you know, begrudgingly, I did go, and I went away for just shy of 4 months. I had to leave my daughter behind. She was 9 at the time. I missed her birthday. I missed my birthday. I missed Christmas. But you know what? I don't really care about that. I don't really care. She doesn't care. I missed her birthday. It was her 9th birthday. And, you know, now I'm around to see many more. And it was the best decision I've ever made. I've got to be honest with you. Best decision.
Let's face it, Christmas was all right though, wasn't it, mate? You know,
Christmas wasn't bad, actually. Yeah,
it was all right, wasn't it? We got lots of TV time. We did some fun groups, some quizzes. You know, we had a good laugh. We had a few cries. Did plenty of meetings. You know, it was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all. Yeah.
It was hard work though. I mean, I know myself, mate. From, you know, I've got children as well, as you know. You know, and it was difficult for us, weren't it?
Yeah, it was. But let's be honest, even if, I mean, you know, I'm not with my daughter's mum anymore. So let's be honest, how much time would I have been able to spend with them anyway?
Exactly.
You know,
and what would you have been doing instead? Do you know what I mean? Other than dwelling on that time, what you can't spend with them, you know, would have been doing things that we shouldn't have been doing. Therefore, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in now. You know, you wouldn't have come out of rehab and bought yourself a 12-string guitar, which I've seen you tuning up tonight. How is that anyway? Is it all tuned up, ready to roll?
It's good enough.
Let's have a song then. Come on, give us a song, Steve. Give us your first song for tonight, and then we'll come back and we'll have a little bit more of a chat about.
Only one for tonight.
Are you only doing the one? Are you?
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see
it all depends, doesn't it? It all depends.
We'll see if we can squeeze one in at the end. Stephen actually started to teach me how to play guitar in rehab. I wasn't the easiest of students, but he did say I was a little bit of a natural. I mean, I'm sure everybody says that when you're teaching them something and then they hit you with I'll give you lessons for 25 quid an hour. You're a natural, you know.
You've got nothing else to do all day.
There was none of that, you know. It was freely given, as is our experience around recovery when we're talking to people, because we can only keep it by giving it away, guys. Stephen, take it away, mate. Give us a tune.
Right, well, this is a different version of an Aerosmith song, but it is a recovery song. I didn't realise that until I saw Stephen Tyler doing it at a recovery convention with a load of guys who were actually in recovery. So it wasn't with Aerosmith. He just got up and did it. And it's a great view if you go on YouTube and have a look at it. Just type in amazing Stephen Tyler recovery meeting, whatever, and it's a great watch. So this is amazing. Goes something like this. I kept the right ones out, I let the wrong ones in. Had an angel of mercy to see me through all my sins.
things. There were times in my life I was going insane, trying to walk through the pain. When I lost my grip and I hit the floor, I wanted to leave, but I couldn't get out the door. I was so sick and tired of living a lie. I was hoping that I would die, but it's amazing. In the blink of an eye, when you finally see the light. It's amazing when the moment arrives and you know you're gonna be alright. Oh, it's amazing. And I'm saying a prayer for the desperate hearts tonight. One last shot, a permanent vacation. But how high can you fly with broken wings? Life's a journey, it's not a destination. And I just don't know just what tomorrow brings. You have to learn to crawl before you learn to walk. But I couldn't listen to all of that righteous talk. I was out on the streets just trying to survive. I was scratching to stay alive. But it's amazing. In the blink of an eye, when you finally see the light. Oh, it's amazing. When the moment arrives and you know you're gonna be alright. Oh, it's amazing. And I'm saying a prayer for the desperate hearts tonight. And I'm saying a prayer for desperate hearts tonight. It's amazing. And I'm saying a prayer for the desperate hearts tonight. Went out of tune halfway through that.
That's all right, mate. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to make someone the host of something which I don't know how to do. So I don't think I can figure it out. No. So Steve, you know, when we were in rehab, we had a little bit of fun. Means, you know, when you're coming into treatment, and you know, you stop taking all the shite that you've been taking before you come in to into the treatment facility. You know, it's you know, you start. The shit starts to come out of you, basically, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? And you know, the alcohol sweats leave you, and you know, you start eating more, and you know, you start eating a lot more of a varied diet, which you didn't eat.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I know what I'm saying. I ate more. I'm blooming nearly 17 stone now. You know what I mean? I thought I'd lose weight. We're coming into a facility, not blooming put it on. But you know,
finally taste food.
Eh? The what, Steve? Sorry.
Finally taste food.
Well, yeah,
finally taste food.
Yeah, tasting food's good, you know, because before we used to just drink. Eating was cheating, weren't it? You know, let's face it. But what I'm getting at is, me and Stephen in particular, we had a little problem, didn't we, in rehab? And we sort of kept getting told off, didn't we? And just like we had Trumpy bump, didn't we?
Well, you did.
Oh, come off it. You had it as well. You kept blaming it on me and I kept blaming it on you. So the point is, these are the things that we can laugh about, and there's more stories we could tell you about rehab. But this one particular time we were sat in rehab in the meeting room that night. Do you remember?
When you cleared it.
Oh, and I dropped a clanger, didn't I? And the whole room was wanting to leave the room, but we're not allowed to leave the room when we're doing a meeting. And it was just one of those little looks, like Steve looked at me side of him, and I just looked at him and had a little smirk on my face, and I was like, it's not me, it's not me. And everyone was like looking around, and it was just so funny. That's just one of, you know, and I look back on them times, because rehab wasn't great at times. Do you know what I mean? It was hard, it was emotional, it was isolation, and then not isolating. You know, one of the things I found which was really difficult, Stephen, and now you're out, I'll ask you this question. How have you found it coming out of rehab and not managing to see many people face to face? Because I really struggled with it, with not being around the lads. Do you know what I mean? And it got to me to the stage where I thought I was fine, and I had a drink one night, and I've arrested it. You know, I stopped it straight away. I got in touch with my sponsor, and you know, but I thought I had it going on and that I could cope with it. And my point I'm getting at is, I wasn't getting enough connection. And as I keep saying to the guys on the, you know, on the group, connection. It's massive. You must reach out. And my problem was I didn't flipping reach out like I should have done. I probably could have arrested that if I'd have blooming done that. So how have you found it, Stephen? You know, not getting to face, not being in the house anymore.
Yeah, I found it weird when I left. I mean, I live on my own, so when I left, I didn't go straight home. I went down to stay at my brother's in the Midlands, and I did about a month down there, but still, I found I had to do meetings.
Yeah.
My brother's one of these that, I mean, we've all across them that don't understand addiction.
Yeah.
Okay, and his philosophy, his outlook on life is, you know, you've had nearly 5 months off, so surely you can have a drink now. But it doesn't work like that. And you know, I had to explain to him that, you know, what you don't get is, if I have a drink now, it might not happen tomorrow. It might not happen next week. It might not be a month. But I'm telling you, it will happen that I will end up with nothing again. And it will happen if I have a drink, which is what I keep telling myself. And that's what I've got to keep telling myself. But the issue I had is people like that won't tell you that. I have to have people like yourself, like the meetings I go on. I have to have people telling me that I'm not better. I kept saying this in recovery. I kept saying this in rehab. When I get on the phone home to my daughter, she says, "Dad, you sound so much better." Right? Yes, that makes me feel great. That makes me feel really good. But I'm not. I'm not better. I'm just sober. You know, I'm not. I'm still the same person. I've still got it in my head. I've still got the addiction in my head, but I'm not drinking. Yeah. That doesn't make me better. I'm not better. And I need people like you to tell me I'm still messed up. And you do. And you keep telling me that. And that keeps me sober.
Exactly. You know, and that's what we've got to do for each other. We've got to reach out and connect, and we've got to be with like-minded people, because an addict best understands an addict. That's one of the things that we say. you know, and keeping that connection and being reminded, and also being with people who will pull you on your bullshit and behaviors as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's important, because sometimes our egos run away with themselves and think, like they did with myself, oh, drink wasn't a problem for me. It was such and such. You know, oh well, I'll just have a. No, doesn't work, guys. Don't do it. Keep at it. Keep reaching out. You know, Red Rose Recovery, www.redroserecovery.org.uk. If you're struggling.
I'll just say one thing, Peter. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, you're right, mate.
I don't want any of this talk to put anyone off going into a rehab centre, because just a very quick story. I knew a girl who was offered a place in a rehab centre in Scarborough. And I thought, brilliant, you know, I'm glad she's gone. Within 3 weeks, I saw her on the streets of Newcastle, and she wasn't in a good way. She'd walked out of the rehab centre, the treatment centre, and was telling everybody that they were awful. They were, I mean, I went to boarding school. I did 5 years at boarding school when I was 11. And I could liken it to that. Yeah, I can. I can liken it to that. But it's 3 months of your life, or 6 months, depending on how long you go. And, you know,
well, look what you're
sorry
getting
for
from
my
it.
language, but the shit you go through before you go there is, you know, what's 3 months of your life? You know, do not listen to what other people say, horror stories about rehab centres, treatment centres. It's not, it may be true, but it's bloody worth it.
Exactly. It's, you know, go through,
so, you know, just be open-minded.
We go through that pain in them centres, you know, being in that chair and being told about our behaviours, because we don't realise about our behaviours, you know, because as far as we're concerned, our behaviours are just fine. But let's look at it realistically. They're not fine, because look where I'm sat. You know what I mean? Look where it's landed us.
Yes.
You know, and as much as, you know, people do say treatment centres can be scary, they're the most amazing places you will ever go. And if you're lucky enough to actually get to one of these places, you will be in the minority of people that get to go through that system and that recovery system and have that opportunity to come out like ourselves today, Stephen. Me and you sat here on this call now, on this platform, on this live stream. Did you ever think? Did I ever think? Did we ever discuss this? No.
Not 20 to 7 on a Saturday night. No, I never thought this would ever happen.
No, exactly. What would we have been doing? Let's think. You know,
I'd probably
not that. I probably wouldn't have been able to walk or see by now. But I would much rather be sat here now, having a laugh and chatting away to a person that I consider to be a very good friend now. And just a quick one, while we were in rehab, me and Stephen wrote a couple of books, a couple of children's, what would you call them? Educational poems, weren't they? Which I think we wrote about 4 in the end, and we've got a whole list of ones that we need to still write, which we will get round to at some point. We're starting to link up a lot more now, and I've got a few things that I want to discuss with you over the next week or two anyway. But you know, that again is something that recovery gave us, that thing in common. You know, when we used to go off into the back room there and we'd sit and we'd talk about it, and people would be like, "Where are they going?" You know what I mean? And it was like, well, we're just passing the time in doing something like that we could just not normally do. I'm talking about things we wouldn't normally do. Do you remember when we did that Christmas show?
Yes. Yes, we got married.
Stephen proposed to me, didn't you?
Yeah, first and last.
No, it was absolutely fantastic. You know, and the point I'm getting across to the viewers is the friendship that we've got now. We can sit here and talk about recovery and about how it's affected us before we got to the stage what we're at now. And it's possible for anybody out there, isn't it, to be able to get to this stage. We don't have to be a slave to them substances and to that way of life anymore, because there are people like Red Rose Recovery out there and treatment centres and liaisons, diversion, all these other, organisations that are there, they're out there to help people. And all you've got to do is engage with them. It's that simple, but nobody's there telling you, oh, this is what you need to do. You need to just get on the phone and engage with them. Get on the internet, www.redroserecovery.org.uk. Do you know what I mean? Put that in your search bar, get onto the website and put yourself a referral in. If you're worried about one of your friends, put a referral in for them. It will be a discreet phone call to the person that had put that referral in. And before you know it, you could be getting help. You could be sat here on the LUF Lounge with us talking about your experiences around recovery and how Red Rose helped you. And just to touch on how Red Rose helped me, they helped me get into recovery. With the people that I met there, they took a vested interest in my future, to the stage where I had a job interview last week and I now have a small part-time position within Red Rose, which I'm very, very grateful for. It's magic.
From my point of view, Peter, we both got out relatively the same time. Been out maybe a month and a half now. Since that time, I've moved house. And yesterday I found out I've been accepted for a job back in the industry I used to work in, engineering.
Which I remember you saying in recovery, you thought you'd never get back into.
The dream for me, but that would not have happened. No.
Again, we said it with Stephen before. The gifts that recovery give us are massive, aren't they? And these are the gifts. You have your daughter in your life. You have your new place back in the northeast. You've got your job back that you thought you'd never get. And it's magic. It is. I struggled with this, and it goes on to fellowships. People saying you will live a life beyond your wildest dreams. My wildest dreams were crazy parties, up all weekend, living a rock star lifestyle on a whatever wage that it was. Do you know what I mean? That was a life beyond my wildest dreams. But today, a life beyond my wildest dreams is what I've got in here and in here. Do you know what I mean? And friends like yourself, and recovery agencies like Red Rose, and the guys in treatment, that helped us. It's massive. It really is, and I'm so grateful to these people.
I hate. Is it strap lines? I don't know the correct word, but I hate things like that. Buzzwords, I think, is the. But I heard one of the best things I heard and I wish I'd known about it before. I think it was something like, look for the smoke before the fire takes hold.
I remember that.
And I wish I'd heard that term about 2 years ago, because once the fire takes hold, there's not a great deal you can do about it.
Look for the small columns of smoke first, the tiny grey smoke.
Look for the
smoke.
It was a
reading. I remember it well, actually. I think it was in the other fellowships, the book. I think it was in November, December time.
If you can see smoke, see plumes of smoke, smell smoke, do something about it now.
Absolutely.
And it's doing something about it. What Peter's saying, pick up the phone, refer yourself to one of these organisations, or to Red Rose, to whatever. Just, it's something you need to do. Just do it before the fire takes hold.
No, absolutely, Stephen. What we want to do, we want to wrap this up now, mate. We've that 2 hours has gone nearly like in the blink of an eye. I really want you to play your final song, because for me it is. I know it's a song. I don't think it's a recovery song as such, but it sounds like one, doesn't it?
It should be, but it's
not. It should be a recovery song, yeah. But I think it'd be very apt to to finish the show on this. We will have a quick chat after the song, guys, and take the show out in our usual way. Willie does send his love, by the way, everybody. He's sorry he's not been able to be here for his words of wisdom today, but Willie's words of wisdom will be back next week. I'm sure. Willie, a lot of love going out there for you tonight. People have missed you, and a message from my mum is, Willie, she loves you. She misses you. Thank you. Go on, Stephen, play us.
All this talk of getting old, it's getting me down, my lord, like a cat in a bag, waiting to drown. This time I'm coming down, and I hope you're thinking of me, 'cause you lay down on your side. Now the drug can make you worse, but I know I'll see your face again. Drugs don't work, make you worse, but I'm and I know I'm on the losing street, 'cause I passed down my old street. And if you want a show, just let me know, and I'll sing in your ear. Now the drugs don't work, make you worse, but I know I'll see your face again. And baby, if heaven calls, I'm coming to, just like you say. If you leave my life, I'm better off dead. All this talk of getting old, it's getting me down, my lord. Waiting to drown, this time I'm coming down. Now the drugs don't work, they make you worse, but I know I'll see your face again. Yeah, I know I'll see your face again. Oh Lord, yeah, I know I'll see your face again. Oh Lord, never coming down, and it never coming down. It goes on and on.
It does. Wow, Stephen, thank you so much for that, mate. I remember we used to sit in the conservatory when you were teaching me to play the guitar, and or being very patient teaching me to play the guitar. Do you know what I mean? And you used to play that, and I remember one time there must have been about 8 or 9 of us in there singing it. All characters are in there, all people in recovery, that wouldn't normally engage on that level, sat there singing a flipping song about drugs not working anymore. It's massively ironic. Do you know what I mean? It really is. And, I'm so glad you sang that song, Stephen, because, for me and for the guys out there, I just need you all to remember that they don't actually work. They might have worked at the beginning, but they don't bloody work now. You know what I mean? And they won't work. So don't even go out and try again. If you're struggling, or you've anything that we've discussed tonight has made you think you might want to use again. Connect with people. That's all we can say is just please get out there and connect, you know, and use what you've got in your arsenal, and that is people, friendships, you know, and just make the calls, get in touch with people, you know, connection. I say it at the end of every show, you know, we can do this together. We can't do it on our own. Don't sit on your own in silence, suffering, thinking that you can beat this, because you can't. But we can. We can do it. You know what I mean? It is going to be a difficult journey, but together we'll get there. We'll get there, and we'll all be able to celebrate in person at some point, and it's going to be the best thing in the world when we can all get together and sit on a park, and we might even take the LUF out there and do a proper live version, you know, where you can meet us guys and we can actually touch each other, hug each other, you know, and, you know, be in contact, and that's just going to be amazing. I'm so gutted. I've really enjoyed the show tonight. I think Emily Kinder is hosting next week. I might be hosting with her, all depending on whether I've got my daughter, my middle daughter next week. I've done this now for 4 weeks on the trot, so I feel I need to give a little bit of time to my family. Otherwise, they're going to start making voodoo dolls with me and start sticking pins in it. You know, Stephen, thank you so much for tonight, for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure to just sit with you for an hour or two, you know, and have a chat and see your lovely smiling face. It's nice to see you not hiding behind your humour anymore. You're actually Stephen.
Hiding behind
found yourself.
Hiding behind my hair.
Hiding behind your hair. And I can't wait to get a cut. I can't wait to get a cut. Lockdown's on its way. I had to get my sister to cut mine the other week. But guys, we're going to end the show now. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please stay safe. If you're struggling, get on them phones, get onto your contact, speak to people. It's been an amazing show. You know, considering we were let down and a lot of people aren't able, well, we weren't let down, that's a bit harsh. Considering people were unable to attend tonight because of prior commitments, I think we've done all right. You know, I think we've managed to throw a show together for you. I hope everybody's got something out of it tonight. You're all amazing. You're all super powerful people. You know, believe in yourself and connect, peeps. Connect to your friends, connect to your colleagues, connect. God bless you all. We love you. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Stephen, thank you very much, mate. I'll give you a call and we'll have a quick catch up. Cheers, buddy.